What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. NIO's up 3.39%, $4.36 the low, $4.47 the high. No actual news associated to NIO today, no SEC filings. Only thing really came out was some registration numbers from Netherlands. Nothing really crazy. I don't think anyone's buying NIO or selling because of this information. So it is just linked to more macro data points. No stimulus updates, rather just the fact that the whole tariff kind of scenario between Mexico and also Canada that seems to have subsided. That's really pushing the Chinese stock market higher as a byproduct of that. So NIO's, in my opinion, kind of piggybacking off of that, even though essentially China did hit the States with some of their own tariffs yesterday. I think it was just more agricultural related, if I remember correctly, but nothing of substance in my opinion. But yeah, NIO definitely does want to move higher. I'm going to go over some of the technicals and stuff, but I think when it comes to NIO, there's a very abnormal scenario that's playing out. So I've been covering NIO for, like I said, 2 years in the past, and one thing that has always happened with NIO is that institutions haven't really paid attention to it. Algorithmic trading has largely been negative. So it's always been trying to fight against the trend to really move higher. And lately, last couple days, you've seen shorts increasing. So no different than right now. They're increasing 1.56 million shares. 11.67% of the free float is being shorted. It works out to be 155.93 million shares overall are being shorted. So ultimately, with shorts still increasing, you are seeing NIO moving higher. That is abnormal. I know some people might just say, oh, it's nothing, but it is actually a very, very big deal, because even looking over here, you aren't seeing all that much in institutional transactions over $100,000. So big money is still not really doing all that much with NIO. So it is algorithmic trading really pushing NIO higher. So again, it goes to show the difference between who is actually shorting NIO and of course who's kind of managing the algos. But yeah, I think that is a good thing that is happening. So shorts might be potentially, depending on how high NIO does go, start to close out some of their positions. NIO, as of right now, is actually on a very key pivot, so I'll go over that in a second. But aside from that, though, you have 867,000 in calls, 1.98 million in puts. And as of right now, 68% of all the options being done are optimistic in nature. So very good stuff. Like I said, this is now the second data point that is very abnormal. Normally, you're not seeing this level of bullishness. Of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a somewhat overwhelming consensus that is going to be at that $5 range for at least the foreseeable future. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub $4, but still not much volume to really analyze for this. But still, I think based on everything, there is a little bit more upside anticipated with it right now at $4.45, trading between this R1 and the pivot. So $4.41 is going to be that next strong support. Just watch for that for the rest of the day. Flip side, 476 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And there's actually one thing that did come out that oddly isn't really causing that much damage with NIO, and that was a new analyst rating. And so it was a downgrade. So as you can kind of see, downgrade, JP Morgan, Nick, who has a 39% success rating, so that's comical, but $4.70 price target. So generally that is bearish, but I think given where NIO is at, maybe the market's seeing it also as somewhat optimistic. So latest analyst ratings are kind of a joke over the last three. So 470, 350, and then 450, all very just low. So yeah, what's your viewpoint on that? But as far as right now, though, NIO is on a key pivot, and what I mean by that is with it at $4.43, it is right below this 50-day moving average, so that yellow line. So another day that it does really want to attempt and break above, obviously, that point. And historically, over the last couple of months, you've seen it has had these runs, and then it has some pretty major consolidation. This time around, it has not done that. It's pounding at the door, and it really does want to break above that. So essentially $4.46 is going to be that key kind of push higher. And if it does break above that, historically it does go up roughly around like 30%. So this is where you could see easily another retest of this 100 and also 200-day moving averages, these right here. So 499 and then 478. And then if it does get above that, then easily it can move up significantly higher. So I think NIO on a technical standpoint is really starting to move higher. And then at the same time, if it does get above these resistance levels, this is where, going back over here, you could definitely see shorts start to return some shares, because yeah, I think they've become very much accustomed to just doing whatever they want with NIO, and NIO stock price just bending the knee, just doing whatever obviously they wanted. So let me know your viewpoint on NIO. So it seems to be the tide is turning. The market's absolutely insane. One day it's massive fear, the other day it seems to be euphoria. Jolt numbers just came out, was a little bit lower than anticipated, so that's kind of a good thing inverse wise, because generally that isn't good. But I think the market, like right now, it wants negative data. So 7.6 the actual, 7.8 the forecast. I don't like that the market does this, like it wants negative data. It's very inverse, and it's very hard to exactly interpret what is going to really come from, let's say, data such as that. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Give yourself a shout out on what you're doing, if you're buying, if you're selling, or whatever else. One final thing, I did launch a free Discord, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. A lot of good people. Like I said, it's free, so might as well. So pop over there and take a look. One actually additional thing I do want to share with you is pop over to 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗧, sign up. You get all this information for free. So link to that is in the description below. So if you ever want easy information, so analyst ratings, forecasts for upcoming earnings, short selling, everything that you ever need to have, like it has everything here. So definitely worthwhile to sign up and have this information at hand. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.